Sociology is about studying society, quite simply, and how people behave when they're in a group. And so we look at how society influences individuals and how individuals can influence society.
Sociology is the research of different social groups, such as religion and how it plays a big part in our society, and also ethnicity and races and things like that. And right now we're learning about the media and how it portrays rich people and poor people, such as this.
Sociology is the study of societies and how societies deal with each other and how people in societies have their own roles. Well, not specifically have their own roles, but how they designate themselves into these roles and what they would like to do, and what other outside factors also influence those roles.
At the moment we're studying the media and how different groups are represented in the media and what impact that might have on the way we think about those groups. Sociology is really diverse, so we do a lot of different things. We do a lot of projects, and the topics as well are very broad and varied. We looked at inequalities in society, for example. That's such a huge topic. We can look at different media and articles and films and adverts and all sorts of different sources, so it's fun. I hope that sociology makes people more critical, so that when they see something in a magazine or in a newspaper, they can actually think about the message that's being passed and the social norms that are being reinforced by any message that is around us, really. So I hope they can see the world in a more critical way, and that can be useful for anything, whether it's studying or whether it's just their normal day-to-day life.
I actually learned a lot. You learn a lot in this class, because specifically you not only learn about the media, but you actually learn about which groups are discriminated and what causes discrimination and what you can actually do to implement different roles and different ideas into society to actually reduce these types of discrimination or stereotyping against people. And you can learn a lot, because when you look around, for example, you can hear in the news about there's a lot of fear about Muslims, and there's a lot of fear about, so not really fear, but there's a lot of judgment against the LGBT community. And what happens is that when you actually look into the media and when you actually analyze what people say and what you see on the newspapers, whether it's subjective or objective, you can actually understand that, oh, this is actually being a bit lenient towards one side.
We have a lot of different assessments, so I try not to have too much repetition. So for example, last semester we had one regular test, and then we had a couple of presentations as well, but the main assessment was a project where students had to write quite a long reflection on the inequality suffered by one group in their country. And so all the projects were completely different, because people had chosen one group that was suffering from inequality, and then they were choosing their own country, so there were no two projects in the class that were the same. So it was really interesting for me to read, but also for each other to read the project. So instead of an exam, we had that long project. It sounds like it's less stressful, but it was probably more work than an exam. But overall, students really like that. So there's a lot of project-based work, basically, both group and individual.
Final project was we had to research a group in wherever we wanted. Well, in our countries, our own countries, and research how they were discriminated against and how to prevent that. And so for me, I did the LGBT community in the United States, and I talked about how different people were no, they should not be able to get married, and then some were yeah, they're all for it, and how it went to the Supreme Court. And then I also talked about the Westboro Baptist Church, who was against gay marriage completely. And so, yeah.
I think anyone can enjoy the course, to be honest. It's a very fun course, because you not only it's not just about memorizing. I mean, if you like memorizing, then sure, you can memorize a lot of the terms that you learn, But it's just that it's all part of application. You learn, you analyze, and from what you see and from what you study, like your own research projects that you do, well, not projects, just your research project that you do, you actually learn to observe, and it's very nice because you get to discuss it with other people as well.